It is the RIOT podcast. Hudson and Nikki with you, preparing you for the Friday show where there is a lot of stuff in the podcast, but the big thing is that Nikki and I are divided on whether it's okay to have potato chips in the morning.
I feel like you get a little hurtful for some of it.
I'm defending myself.
Well, you were attacking me though, so why are you defending yourself?
I'm telling you to stop.
Influencing you?
Stop trying to pull me down the wrong path. I was warned about people like you in school.
Did I force you to eat the potato chips? Did I?
No, but I was
shove
peer
them
pressure.
in your mouth?
I was peer pressure.
Did I hand you the bag, or did I just?
Come on,
did I just
kid.
say, "Oh,
there's nothing so bad about smoking a Camel cigarette"? Come on.
Here, just have one.
Don't
First
listen to what your parents say. They're squares, man.
You can have this whole bag.
Yeah, Cape Cod chips in the morning, all the salt.
Now we're just making potato chips.
It never
really
hurt
weird.
anybody.
Well, we talk about that.
Don't you want to be cool?
We're fine after it. So thankfully, we still were able to finish the show.
We did.
No hurt feelings.
Then we also got to Domino's and their delivery guarantee, and it's a lot less exciting than you think.
That's something.
And it's already Domino's, so you're probably not that excited. We talk about the Seinfeld soundtrack.
Yeah. You are so excited about that.
I am. 20 years later, we finally get the Seinfeld soundtrack to listen to wherever we may choose. Mm-hmm. So you can go find that, especially through the shop page at RadioU.com. You could link up through Amazon Music or Apple Music, and that would support RadioU. While you listen to Seinfeld.
Your Seinfeld habit if you have one.
Yes, that's right. Hey, we're not going to question that at all.
Well, we have a lot of fun stuff in the podcast, so thank you for choosing this one to listen to and enjoy it. And then text us and say hi, especially over the holiday weekend. If you're doing anything fun, you can text 877 to RadioU and hop over to RadioU Riot, our Facebook page, or our YouTube channel, because we're doing an after show with Mario Golf Super Rush. So watch that when you're done with the podcast and enjoy.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Out today is the... I'm so excited about this. The Seinfeld soundtrack.
He's so excited.
Yes, because this is the first time, believe it or not, this is the first time that you're actually going to be able to listen to it anywhere, like legally and officially.
It never was streaming something like this. Soundtrack-wise, you always think it's going to be like some sort of actual song, but this is like composing it specifically for the show.
This is what we're talking over right now.
Ding, 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 ding. That thing. Oh my gosh, you sound just like it.
Do I? We don't even need this. I'll just...
You're amazing. Oh my gosh, a new talent. We had no idea.
I heard that song so many times.
That you just know it.
And of course, you have to mimic it every time.
Oh my gosh. Hey, they're going to copyright strike us because of you right there.
That's right.
They're this is the song.
You're listening to this and it shouldn't be in the podcast because what I'm doing is too good. But it's not just like, obviously you just heard the theme song and you can find that on YouTube and stuff. But this is 33 tracks and it's all stuff from the show, but it's all that same kind of style. So like if we were playing this is when... This is when Kramer...
Are you so excited?
From the Muffin Top episode.
I don't know it like you do.
It helps because all of it is listed here of, I guess, what episode it's from. But it'll have the music from certain scenes. Yeah. Not all of it even got used in the show, but a lot of it did.
So some bonus tracks?
So it's some of it, I guess, from deleted scenes or different cuts that they didn't wind up actually using, but... it's a lot of fun, and I'm going to go and listen to all of this sometime after the show.
What I like is when I was looking at it, I thought, I wonder if anybody's interested about this. I had no idea that you, among many, are very much interested in hearing the sounds of Seinfeld.
There's not just there's the song from the highlights of their 100th episode, which is very similar to the theme song.
I was like, it's the same.
It's very similar. And this is the Jerry Show theme from the pilot. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
You are so excited about it.
Yep. 33 tracks,
You
baby.
got a lot of music for this weekend, don't you?
Yep. Hudson's getting excited. I can't wait.
Oh, well, that's good. So it's just streaming, or what is it?
Yeah, you can. I'm just playing it off of Spotify over here.
What's worse than the worst of the riot? The worst of the riot podcast. Yeah, you did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. Radio U.
Well, coming up this weekend, of course, is July 4th. A lot of areas going to be having, once again, having fireworks displays where you can actually go and your city will put it on. But also a lot of people, we remember this from last year, and already this year it's been happening as well, just shooting them off.
Yeah, just having fun.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Well, last year was one of the only things you could do, which is ironic that like you were actually allowed to shoot off fireworks, which is it's dangerous in many ways. But
like personally, you just couldn't do a display with a gathering of people.
Right, yeah. There wouldn't be the big city displays because they didn't want so many people getting all together. Well, you could just do it whenever you wanted in your yard. But some people, of course, not as big fans, including...
Oh, I think I actually kind of love this guy.
This guy, he's in Cape Coral, Florida. And about 3 a.m., this is last Friday.
Yeah.
3 a.m., he gets the cops called on him because he was out in the street pretending to be a firework, like making firework noises. He's out there, boom, boom, firecracker! And
like
so
that
loud that the neighbors woke up.
I like that he actually said firecracker.
Right, that's what a firecracker does. We all know this.
So security cameras from people in the neighborhood kept catching him, and everybody was telling him to be quiet and yelling back at him. Dogs are barking. This guy screaming. He was protesting, though, he says, fireworks in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But, like, was anything else going off at 3 a.m., or was he just making a point?
The neighbors said... They didn't hear any other fireworks the whole night, so they don't know why it set him off this particular night.
He just wanted to pick a time to show them what it's like on the days that they do. He was pre-warning going into 4th of July.
He was
this
ready ahead of time. One of the neighbors said that she believes he was saving this up from last year because, again, I bet you in Florida it was probably really rough because it was in my neighborhood. There was people from Memorial Day to July 4th almost every single night. I swear to you, there was people shooting off fireworks where you could hear them.
You'd have pre 4th of July and then after
post Memorial Day.
Oh, it's awful.
And this guy probably was dealing with that, and he held it in all year long until this year he wanted to preemptively strike against it, although obviously it's just not as bad because people are allowed to do other things. We can just get out in the evenings, especially in Florida.
He was just making a point, though. He said fireworks could possibly, when used a certain way, violate the Cape Coral noise ordinance.
Yeah. Well, if you're shooting them off at 3 a.m., probably.
And he said that the protesters' display may have also.
Yeah, pretending to be a firework can also violate the noise ordinance. I wonder if he was doing that thing, the fireworks where they whistle. Oh, you think he can do that?
I know I'm not going to do it, but that one, and then it goes boom.
Yeah. I wonder if he was able to pull that off. Or maybe we've got this all wrong. Maybe he just had happened to have heard that Katy Perry song and it inspired him. And he's like, I am a firework. Yeah.
I feel like
I am going to show him what I'm worth.
Maybe he was pre-gaming for 4th of July, and at 3 a.m. he woke up with this brilliant plan.
Yeah.
He said last year he probably thinks that, or the police were probably thinking that he was, going off of last year, like you said. I'm going to wake him up just like they woke me up with fireworks.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on Radio U.
You can join not just Jeff Bezos in space. I never know if we're saying his name right.
Bay. It's like Bay.
Bezos.
Like, oh, we love him so much.
He's
Bay.
our Bay. Yeah. All right, Jeff Bezos. But he's not the only billionaire heading to space. In fact, he's not even going to be the first anymore.
I think this is when you qualify as the person who has so much money that you're like, the Earth, you're done.
I've seen all there is to see.
Because you have so much. You're like, I have to go to space.
I've experienced all the Earth has to offer.
I honestly wonder if some of the space stuff is a competition thing because they, between them and Elon Musk and all that stuff, like you just feel like you've dabbled in all the Earth stuff.
Yeah.
And so then do you really want to go to space, or is it because all the other billionaires are wanting to do that?
No, I think
it's a competition.
For this guy, this is Richard Branson. You might know the name. He's not as highly publicized, at least recently, as Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. But Richard Branson is the CEO or whatever of Virgin, which is a company that's done a lot of different stuff. But Virgin Galactic has been working on space stuff for really a lot. It seems like at least a lot longer than Amazon, than Jeff Bezos has, or Elon Musk thing. He's been in the news for this.
He's been talking about it longer.
Right. It's been a thing that's interested him. And where you point out it is at a competition for these billionaires. In this case, it really seems like it is, because it was just announced Richard Branson will be flying into space to test the Virgin Galactic astronaut experience on July 11th. Which is a few days before Jeff Bezos is going to fly on July 20th.
That really feels like,
Yep,
I got
he
ya.
just had to beat him. And because he was originally going to go into space, but it was going to be a few flights later. They were going to test it out a few more times, but now
they changed it.
He moved it up so that he can, so that Richard Branson can go to space before Jeff Bezos.
So that'll be on the Unity space plane. They announced it'll be July 11th. The private astronaut experience is what they're testing. We'll never see that, but if you want to see what that would be like.
I mean, you could, Nikki, just because you hate space
I hate
doesn't
space,
mean.
and do you know, it's not like I'm jealous, but man, I would really like some of that money to do some other stuff that I want to do. And it's not space.
See the other things on Earth first?
Yeah, I'm not done with Earth. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not done. I got a lot of stuff here. So it's alongside 4 mission specialists and 2 pilots that they'll go up with.
It's just, it feels so ridiculous that this is the competition that they're having right now.
Yeah.
Because, do they understand that they're going to get to space and it's not going to be very interesting? They're going to be bored.
Well,
they're going to get up there and there's nothing to do.
My mind is also always, it's probably not right of me to think this, but it's not like space. You're not really going all the way up there.
Where does space start for you?
To me, I think it's past the curvature part, because they're going up for like that 6-hour thing.
Yeah.
Go around, float a little bit, throw up, take some pictures, come back down. I want it to be where you're like, I'm up there for 2 months. I saw the space station.
Yeah. I had to.
We had some scares.
I had to use a suction cup toilet.
Yes. I had to sleep in that weird pouch thing that they give you. Like
a body bag.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
If they're really wanting to go into space.
Yeah, this doesn't actually count to Nikki, I guess.
Not to me. It's not enough.
But it's not between you. It's not up to you. It's up to Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson deciding if it counts for them in their competition. And Richard Branson looks like he's going to win.
So for his,
unless another billionaire jumps in this week and they're like, I'm just going to shoot up with a firework on the 4th just to win.
Who knows? They're that dedicated. The company has about 600 reservations for paying customers for future space flights. Mm-hmm. Each ticket is about $250,000 for that. What do they call it? The private astronaut experience.
Yeah. Or isn't that different from the one where they just help you experience zero gravity? Like, this is the next level from that. You know what I mean? Where the plane's like,
comet?
Yes,
Yeah.
right. This is like the next level.
Again, we've never even been asked, or even shown the levels that you could have.
Yeah, but well, good for Richard Branson.
Hey, it could be worse. Oh, wait. The worst of the Riot podcast.
Chuck E. Cheese. They are well known for having some interesting clientele. Let's put it that way.
Fighting.
Yeah, sometimes you just never know what will go down at a Chuck E. Cheese. It makes me think of that old. I think it's a Rodney Dangerfield joke. He said, "I went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out. I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
That's it.
And I went to a fight and a Chuck E. Cheese broke out."
I guess they always thought attributed to. I think they always said they sell like pitchers of beer, and then everybody's probably pretty stressed. I assume.
Yeah,
it's a lot of parents going there.
Yeah,
and you just maybe you go there and eat, you drink.
A few ice cold Bud Lights is the only thing that can get you through the stress of a Chuck E. Cheese
Or what
outing.
is it that Chuck E. Cheese does? Like, I don't know if Chuck E. Cheese is doing something to make people mad, or it's just because people are gathering there.
It's a lot on the senses, I think. All the flashing lights, the burnt pizza, the screaming children. It just the loud noises. It all adds up.
Dude,
and
how do you
then you
work
add
there?
alcohol to the mix.
That must be tough to work there.
That's right. I think the employees maybe are dabbling in the alcohol too, if they're.
Or they're just adding it to the pizza and everything.
That's right. They're just trying to make it through. Well, at least at one Chuck E. Cheese, this is in Mayfield Heights, Ohio. They may be losing the privilege.
Oh, they might lose
having
their
liquor
liquor
license. Yeah. The Mayfield Heights City Council is actually complaining. They are debating whether to renew the liquor license because they're up for it. Because over the past 6 years, they've been reviewing, and there have been so many reports of different issues that they've had. Foul language, numerous fights with the presence of firearms, and other related incidents that they say it's evidence that this proprietor may be operating in disregard of local laws, regulation, and local ordinances.
So the laws might be just more involved because it predominantly operates as a kid's place and like for birthday parties and just bringing larger amounts of kids together. So you have to watch the rules when it comes to what you're allowing to be there, because if they were like, no, we're the new like 18 and older place to hang out, then it wouldn't have to follow the same rules. But because it's like, we're the new 8-year-old place to hang out, they do have to, especially if people are bringing in firearms.
Yeah, seriously. And I don't know that this necessarily plays into the decision of whether to give them back their liquor license. But like, if you're thinking about a bar, a lot of the incidents are happening late at night on a weekend. You know, people have been drinking.
Expect some of that.
Yeah, right. Because nothing good happens after midnight or 1 a.m. or whatever the time is. But Chuck E. Cheese, it's going down broad daylight. They're not open that late. So
you mean you've never been in a 1 p.m. fight with the gun?
Yeah, a firearm.
You haven't lived.
A firearm and a bush light and a Chuck E. Cheese pizza in your hand.
I mean,
and you're ready to throw fisticuffs or worse.
That seems impressive if you can manage that.
Yeah. So
this is not all Chuck E. Cheese's.
No.
It's just this location because they're saying, hey, there's been so many problems.
Yeah.
Whoever's running it is not either running it enough or the area can't handle it.
Yeah. Well, let this be a warning to all Chuck E. Cheeses everywhere.
The riot isn't all bad, but this is the worst of the riot. Radio U.
When I started doing this show, I did not realize. I almost thought I would be the bad influence on you. That's not the case.
You think
not the case
I'm
at all.
more of the bad influence?
You are the bad influence, and I'm finding out more and more every day things that you are pushing me towards that I would never do normally.
Listen, I want you to make it. And if you want to make it on this show, there's certain things you need to do.
There's certain things I need to do, like eating chips for breakfast.
No, I mean, they restocked some of the snack stuff in our break room.
Yep.
And I feel kind of like they think we can't handle too much because we get like small little pockets of snacks.
Yeah. Well, they're right. We can't.
They kind of always like, okay, it empties a little bit. So they don't put too much out. They just bring out a few.
Well, it's like if you put the whole bag of dog food in front of your dog, it's just going to eat it. And that's what we are.
Yeah, pretty much. If you put all of the snack cakes out. So they reloaded like zebra cakes and these waffle potato chip things.
Cape Cod brand waffle cut.
They're so good. And
they are really good.
So far this morning, like for more, here's breakfast, right?
Yep.
I had a hot dog, which is actually right up your alley.
Yeah.
I had a hot dog. I had the waffle chips. I've had some coffee with a lot of creamer. And I had 2 zebra cakes.
Well, the hot dog is one thing.
It's like a picnic.
The coffee is one thing. I mean, coffee, if you're putting a bunch of creamer in, I disagree with that choice, but that's one thing.
I'm just telling you, like, it's got a lot of extras in it.
Yeah. Zebra cakes for breakfast it's probably not the best decision for anybody, but I'm not.
Friday.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining. But never in my life have I even considered eating potato chips before at least 10 a.m.
Why? This is perfect time. You know, in most countries, they don't even recognize like breakfast to be a separate style
I don't think
of food.
you're just making that up right now. No, you are making that up just to make yourself feel better.
It's one of the only places where like, this is breakfast food. You must only eat it at breakfast.
Well, then we're about to celebrate 4th of July. We need to recognize our heritage and the things that have made this country great for so many years. And one of them is the separation of breakfasts.
No, you need to recognize that any time is potato chip time.
No, it's not.
It is.
But you
did you
talked
have
me
some?
Yes, I did.
And wasn't it great?
No, it was wrong.
It was that. No, your body's just not sure.
It was wrong. You know what I did? Because I really like dipping potato chips in either ice cream or cake icing, getting the salty and sweet.
Well, that's what you just did.
That's right, because we have the zebra cakes, and you were talking me into the chips, so I was like, fine, I will try some of these chips with the zebra cakes.
No,
it was
I'm
wrong.
not doing
All I needed was the zebra cake.
You just needed a tiny little push in the right direction.
No one should be having chips before 10 a.m.
Well, now who sounds un-American?
Unless the sun is shining high above our heads.
There's the sun. It's not dark out.
It's not high above our heads, though.
Close enough.
I mean, like, I'm painting a picture. Unless it's noon hour, there's no shadows on the ground because the sun is at such an angle.
Now,
that's
Jim,
when you can have potato chips.
Great text message. You know, hash browns, that's like a breakfast potato.
Well, that's where you can make the separation, the distinction.
Our chips
It's
are
not
like...
that potatoes are bad for breakfast. It's just chips.
Potato chips?
It's chips. They're not meant for that.
It's a very, very crunchy hash brown.
It's wrong, is what it is.
I'm hearing you just want to deny it so that your body and you feel better.
We just need to have a few barriers. There's just a few that will keep this from going to total gluttony. And and potato chips before 10 a.m. is one of them.
Hey, if that's your line, then give us a few more months. Challenge accepted.
Total gluttony.
Let me see what else we can get you into here.
First DoorDash, now potato chips for breakfast.
We're going to start moving into full like sheets of cake, all this stuff. And it's like, oh, it'll be perfect during the show. And we're doing it for you guys, which makes it all better.
I didn't think I was living a healthy lifestyle before, but it's just, it's all just different when you're doing it early in the morning.
Yeah, blame me. That's fine.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
The chips for breakfast discussion continued on off the air. And Nikki said, Nikki, we need to have lines. Nikki, tell me what you said the lines are.
I said the lines are drugs and smoking, okay?
That's the only lines Nikki has.
That's the lines in here right here, okay?
You would think at a station like this, we might have a little more self-control, a few more guardrails. But as long as we are not doing drugs or smoking, it's okay in Nikki's eyes.
Well, it's because of radio. So like I had potato chips for breakfast. And to you, that's a big crime. But in radio, drugs are really bad and smoking is really bad.
Smoking is really bad.
Because they smoke for your voice and you do drugs for like to be happy this long and to have these hours.
Yep, to wake up this early.
Yeah, so like it's rampant, but like that's the line. So here it's a safe place for all that. And if you think that like potato chips is crossing the line, I will tell you there's another line that we haven't even gotten close to.
The chips are your drugs.
No, don't say that. Don't bring that.
They're your drugs.
No.
The chips.
No, they're not.
That is what it's your substitute, and they're gateway chips. The chips are a gateway to much worse things that could come down the line, and that's why I'm drawing a line at potato chips for breakfast.
Well, I'm telling you, there's a whole other section that you're missing out on this. But Ashley says, hey, you're holding Nikki back, Hudson. So
I'm not holding her back. She was eating chips with reckless abandon. It wasn't even, she didn't even pause when she saw the chip. Wait, hold on. This is how you know the chips are her drugs. She saw the bag in the garbage.
I did. I
empty,
said, oh, we have
she
chips.
said, yep. Oh, where did these come from?
I did.
And then she went and found that the chips had been put in a Ziploc bag.
Hey, you ready for the mirror to look back? Remember you said the other week you saw someone had Panda Express in the trash?
And you know what I didn't do? Eat Panda Express for breakfast.
But you said, ooh, Panda Express,
I
that
did.
looks good.
But I had enough control that I didn't take the box of Panda Express and start sucking the lo mein noodles out of the garbage.
That's because we didn't have any others. We have the potato chips. I can't. We have Mario Golf today. We can't get into this.
This all is going to come out in the Mario Golf, and it's going to be the competition.
Well, you know why?
Why?
I thought we could have more potato chips while we golfed.
Well, you'll have eaten them all by then.
I'll be fine. I promise. We won't eat all the chips. We'll still have some left. It's a small bag.
It is a small bag. That's the sadness of it, is that it's going to be gone before the appropriate time to actually eat chips.
Listen, I didn't expect to be attacked this morning. We're going into the holidays.
I'm
it's
defending myself. I'm defending myself because you're leading me into a harmful lifestyle.
Oh, no, but going back to what I said in the beginning, no, in radio, this is nothing.
Just because it's not a sliding curve. There are things that are good and bad, and it doesn't matter what your peers are doing.
There's not a bag of meth in there.
Not yet. For all I know, the zebra cakes and chips is going to be code for something one day.
I know. You're like, I have a delivery. It's a new way of DoorDash.
And you're going to come back into the studio. You're going to be all excited. The zebra cakes came in.
Now I am slightly worried, but I'm still standing strong on the fact that because I got some potato chips this morning, that's not the end.
It's not. You're going to be all right.
Are we able to? Are you going to throw these back in my face again? Are we able to move on?
Let's move on.
Have some healing.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Are we impressed by this at all, Nikki? Domino's.
Yeah.
They're offering 2-minute delivery.
Well, when you first see that, you're like, how is that possible?
Yeah,
it's not actually delivery.
That it's a hoax.
It's not.
It's Domino's 2-minute car side delivery. So with an asterisk there, that the idea is you go to Domino's, you put in your order ahead of time, and then when you're watching the Domino's pizza tracker, within 2 minutes, you've got 2 minutes from when they mark it as ready to when they bring it out to your car.
Okay.
And if they can't do that in 2 minutes, you get, what do you think you get? What would you want for that?
Well,
it's a guarantee.
If they're talking just this part of it, I feel like it's a bit much to ask for the whole pizza for free.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else to ask for. Do I get like $5 off? Do I get like a couple of dollars towards next time? Like, I'm not sure.
You get 60 piece of the pie rewards points.
Oh, is that what they're called?
That's what the Domino's rewards is, so apparently.
They say that's redeemable for a medium 2-topping pizza or a coupon code redeemable for 20% off your next order.
Woo-hoo.
Wow.
If you're not fast enough, Domino's, you'll make me come back again.
To be not fast enough again. Right. And then you're stuck in this cycle where every time you get these coupon codes.
It's a big scam. It's just like, man, why do they just keep going a little over 2 minutes and I just keep coming back because I keep getting the 20% off.
Anybody do Domino's? Like, have they been having a problem trying to get it from outside the building to you in your car fast enough?
I feel that when they do this, it's always they know they're going to get it almost every single time anyways. Yeah. I mean, the pizzas are ready. They have to be ready for this to even come into account. So why would they make the pizza and have it ready and then just leave it sitting there?
Well, Hudson, I don't know if you've ever been to places. They're actually perfectly fine doing that. Your thing could be right there on the shelf, especially if you do like delivery. Because I'll do pickup for DoorDash and stuff. And everything's always ready before they tell you. So it just sits there. And it sits there on the shelf that they built just for pickup. Just for sitting there. And you're like in your car waiting. No one said anything yet. And you're like, I think that's my food there. And me, I'm the person where I don't like, if anybody else is a little anxious about contact with people. Yeah. And so you call and you're like, hey, they tell you to call when your food.
Oh, that's the worst.
It is.
There's
and then
no
they
excuse.
Never answer or they're like, what?
In 2021, there should not be any restaurants where for your curbside delivery, you have to call them to tell them to come out. Make an app where we can check in, which is what Domino's has done. Mm-hmm. So, you have to check in on your app and say that you're at the Domino's. And then if your pizza is ready, they're going to have a 2-minute counter. Yeah. And if they don't get it out in 2 minutes, then you get a coupon. What a deal.
I'm feeling anxious. Like this is a lot of work.
Yeah. Well,
but pizza does sound good.
We've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast Radio U.
This 4th of July, they say for pretty much our country is everybody's going to go back to being out kind of in full force or doing something. We're even back to, holidays earlier this year. It was still a little bit calmer, but a lot of places have had mandates lifted and suggestions lifted and ideas lifted. So they wonder just how travel will be this weekend.
Yeah, they're estimating, this is according to AAA, I believe, that almost 48 million Americans will be hitting the road for the holiday weekend, even though the gas prices are the highest they've been in 7 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Then we're not going to let that hold us back.
No, get on out there.
The heat wave, we've been cooped up for so long. And for everybody, and we're ready to get out and spend our stimulus checks that we put towards our vacations that we planned.
I think those
as soon
are
as we
long
got
gone.
the stimulus checks.
Those are gone already.
They're gone, but I think a lot of people spent them booking vacations, don't you?
You could have. It's 2.5% fewer Americans are expected to travel compared to 2019. No one looks at 2020 comparing it because that was so different last year. But they do actually have some numbers. Then last year it was down to 34.2 million. So you still had a lot of people traveling. It just wasn't the normal numbers.
Yeah, they're saying this is interesting. So the top American destinations for where people would go
this weekend
is Las Vegas or Orlando.
Yeah.
Which I would think D.C. would be high for July 4th.
Have you ever been to D.C. during the hot summer months?
Yeah.
It's
pretty
awful.
miserable. It's pretty
it's not
bad.
Pretty.
What do you think is worse though? DC on like a humid summer day or Las Vegas where it's 110 all the time?
Yeah, but in D.C., there's not a lot of fun stuff to do.
On the most American holiday, you get to experience any kind of America you want. You want to learn about spies, you go to the Spy Museum.
No.
You want to experience the most American sport there is, our national pastime, baseball. You got the Washington Nationals.
Listen,
you want to learn about our presidents. You go to the Washington Monument.
You would go to D.C. when your parents, when you're still at home. Like that was that vacation.
Well, that's what's happening now. Your dad is in charge of the vacation, and he's taking people to D.C. so that he can go to the Air and Space Museum in Dulles or wherever it is.
It is fun, and I guess if you're back living at home, then you're going on family vacations
that's
again.
right.
But maybe you could get your dad or mom to choose Orlando or Vegas.
Yeah.
It does seem a bit more fun.
Some of the other choices I just think D.C. makes sense for July 4th only, maybe not the rest of the summer.
Yeah, it's too hot though.
Some of the other popular choices are, I don't get these, Chicago, Seattle, Denver, and Atlanta. First of all, Atlanta at this time of year, forget about it. Second of all, I've worked on planning vacations. What would you do in any of those cities?
Chicago?
Yeah, what do you do in Chicago?
I used to love going there.
What do you do?
Well, you just go to the pier stuff, the Bean. You can have lots of fun. You just
How long does going to the Bean take? I've seen the Bean.
Well,
it's like, yep, that's a bean, and you walk away.
All right, so it's just about food. So you're just going to go to different places.
Yeah, okay. Chicago probably would have food. You could just eat your way through all the different pizza places in Chicago, and you're good to go.
Top vacation rental spots: San Diego, Portland, Oregon, and Anchorage. Most people are driving to their destinations this weekend. So that's 43.6 million. So if you're going any place fun. The top rental is also Anchorage. That's that's fun. I really want to go to Alaska.
Yeah.
But if anyone's going to any place fun this weekend, let us know.
Probably lovely this time of year.
Or Monday, tell us how it was and where you went.
Yes, we want to hear from you.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.